Okay, as always, we are going to open up the terminal and make sure that we have the newest version of the code. So navigate to desktop and then your project. As a reminder, if you hit tab, that's really going to save you some time. Make sure you don't have any errors. I want to go into the ATTC 3260 folder and let's take a look at the labs that are currently in there. Yours might not match this. Then we'll do a git space pull and press enter. My current repository happens to be up to date, and let's look in lab 4 and we will see what files we have in there. Go ahead and open up Thonny. You can type that directly in the command prompt, or we can go up and open it up. So I'll open up Thonny. I currently have lab 4.1.0 open. That's the last one that I looked at. You might not have that open. I'm going to leave lab 4.1.0 on there, and I'm also going to open up lab 4.1.1. Now, unfortunately, with Thonny, it doesn't have the capabilities of doing a split editor. So what I'm going to do is I'll take a screenshot of both of these programs. You'll only be able to look at one at a time on your own machine. So I'd recommend opening up 4.1.1. All right, so let's take a look at the code that we have pulled up here. I have the lab 4.1.0 and the next lab, which is 4.1.1. Now the code from the top down to the while true loop is exactly the same. Nothing's changed there. What has changed is this try and except. We've added those two keywords to the code in the while loop. A lot of programming languages will call this a try-catch exception. So what it is doing is it continuously performs everything in the try until I get an exception. Here I'm assigning it a specific exception that I'm looking for. That exception is known as a keyboard interrupt. The way that I do a keyboard interrupt is I press the Control-C button. Now we've done that, and we did that in our last execution of 4.1.0. However, all it did was end the program. There was nowhere for us to catch that Control-C. Now I'm adding an except statement that says if there is a Control-C, execute the code following the except statement. In this case, the code that we are, or the command that we are running is the break command. The break command is used to exit a while loop. So we will exit the while loop once a keyboard interrupt has been used. Once we exit the while loop, we're down still in the program. We haven't exited the program. We've simply just exited the while loop. Then we are able to run the print end of program, and then the GPIO.cleanup. All right, back in the terminal, we are going to execute our code. So we want to do a Python, and we are executing lab 4.1.1.py. When I hit enter, I get my expected results at the LED. I get about a half illumination because I'm running it at a 50% duty cycle. Then notice when I press the Control-C, I end the program. You can see that I have printed end of program. My LED turns off, and my pulse width modulation that I was performing on pin 11 is also stopped. That's the only thing that we are going to do for this lab. I just wanted to illustrate how we cleanly exit the program as well as clean up the GPIO properly.